All right, hey everyone, Todd here, internalarchitect.com. In this video, you're going to learn about survivor's time travel or chemotherapy time travel, just depending on kind of your view and whatnot. And we're going to go over 3 ways that you are able to work on this cognitive issue that we face as lymphoma survivors. When I was going through all my treatment, I remember it was a pretty stressful time, and because of all that, there are moments that I really forgot. I subconsciously put them in the back of my head and really had a hard time not remembering things and having gaps in my memory. And it's only until afterwards where certain triggers kind of started popping some of these memories that I had that I'd forgotten back into my memory and made me really think about a lot of the moments that I went through as treatment progressed and as treatment really carried on through the course of time for me in my lymphoma battle. And as time went on, these memories kept coming back, and I had a hard time understanding why this was. I ended up talking with my neighbor, who is a little over 2 years as a breast cancer survivor, and she brought it up to me. She was like, did you ever have any moments or time or lapses in time when you really forgot chunks of what was going on during your treatment or even after your treatment because your memories just had a really hard time accepting all the information that was going on? And I was, yes, I absolutely did, and I could absolutely relate to her. And so the conversation kind of went on, and it became more clear to me that other survivors and cancer patients have this issue going on as well. I have a friend up in Montana that is battling lung cancer, and he too is having these issues of his memory having lapses and then coming back after certain triggers. And that's why I deem this section called Survivor's Time Travel or even Chemotherapy Time Travel, because the chemotherapy was something that really sparked a lot of this, and just the pure amount of toxins that were going into my body to fight my lymphoma. With that said, there's a number of things that you can do, and the 3 things I want to talk about are really simple things that you can do while you're going through treatment or even after treatment, as you're kind of rebuilding yourself and working on rebuilding the cognitive ability to think and work through all the different pieces now that you are a survivor and you are kicking ass. These 3 things are ways to just help you, 1, kind of de-stress and relax a little bit, and 2, to just kind of help you learn about new things, because I think it's really important that we learn as we grow and as we rebuild, because if we're not learning and if we're not taking the time to inform ourselves and better ourselves, then we get stuck in that status quo, and I don't think that's a good place for us as survivors to be. So the first one is reading. Now, reading is one of the best ways to kind of get those neurons working back in your brain and makes you start thinking again, and just really continues the path of creating a better life and creating more wisdom and creating a way to help other people through the knowledge that you gain. Whether you are a huge nonfiction reader or a fiction reader, it doesn't really matter, just as long as you're reading things that really make you feel good and make you learn something about the environment that you're in or the environment that you are in fantasy with. So it all kind of depends on what you're into. I personally like a lot of nonfiction stuff. That's where I'm able to really learn and get more information on what it is that I really want to help teach people. So by all means, spend time reading. It's a great way to relax. It's a great way to wind your head down and your mind down after a stressful day and after a day of complicated situations and moments of everything that goes on in one's life. So by all means, start really reading. It's a great way for you to relax and start dealing with those stresses that happen too. The second thing that I think is incredibly important, and this is a habit that should really be started to help you battle all the damage that was done through your chemotherapy treatments and even radiation treatments too, and that is exercise. It's really hard for a lot of people to find something that is fun and consider it exercise at the same time. And that is because it is a chore. It takes a lot of time to do, and it takes a lot of time to see results. But what exercise does is it helps release good endorphins that are able to help make you happy and help make you feel good. It's a similar endorphin that you get when you're on your phone and you're on Facebook or Instagram or any sort of social media, and you're getting the likes and you're getting the comments back about posts that you put up. I've taken a huge step back from all that, so I am using that time to do something that's way better for my physical being and for my mental capacity. By exercising, I'm able to really start working, one, on my fitness, and two, just dealing with the daily stress that I go through. And it's huge. It makes me feel so much better after a morning of biking, or if I go split boarding before I go to work, or if I'm rendering some video footage or something and I have a half an hour to kill. I'm fortunate to work real close to the bike path, so I'm able to go rip up and down the bike path a little bit. So whatever it is, I try to take the time to just be a little bit active because it makes me feel so much better, and it's in such a healthier way than seeing what is on my phone and what people are saying, because it's a healthier way to do it. I really prefer to go that route and not spend so much time, because I do enough time in front of the computer and just researching and just trying to help add value to you guys, because I think you really need it and I really think you deserve it. So that's the second thing, is get some exercise. The third thing is do puzzles and games. Now, puzzles and games are a great way to work on motor skills and to also keep that brain thinking. Like, I don't do puzzles per se, but I do enjoy games. And here's kind of the contradiction to what I was saying before about exercises. There are actually some good apps that you can get on your phone or on your tablet that can help you with these cognitive issues and really work on the mental game and strategy that you need to really keep pushing forward and getting better at your memory. My memory got shot through all the cancer treatments, all the chemotherapy that I ended up enduring. And because of that, I was very aware of just how bad my memory was. My memory wasn't good to begin with, but you add that to the mix and it just compounded. It really bothered me, because when you're trying to figure something out and you're trying to remember something that is really important at that moment and you can't, it's frustrating. And I'm sure you all know just how frustrating that can be. By doing puzzles and by doing games that are specifically made to kind of help with your neural pathways, it really has made a huge difference in how I am able to remember and make my memories come back quicker in recalling the things that I need to remember. I've gotten a lot better at it. Granted, this has been 8.5 years in the making since I went through my treatment. But nonetheless, it's a work in progress, and it's going to be a work in progress for the rest of my life. So these are super important. All three of these combined, if you can start kind of adding each one of these, reading and exercise and just games and puzzles into your life on a daily basis, you will start to see these improvements over time. And that is where it really starts to make a big difference. These three are just three quick ones that I was thinking about, and I believe there are hundreds more that you can do. Just got to be creative and start figuring out what really works for you. Again, take the time to figure these out, because it will be so much more worth it for you in the long run that you took the time to figure out what it is that can help you with your memory and your cognitive ability to remember the things that you really care about most. So awesome. Thank you very much for listening. Kind of having just a moment of just some clarity, I guess. And I really wanted to retouch on this issue, because as we get older, we also have a lot of issues that come up, one mainly being physical ability, and two, our memory also. So take the time to really start putting some effort into it, especially as you get older. Awesome, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Hit subscribe and share and do all the things that you do. And, please help me kind of get this in the hands of people and cancer survivors that you think really might need a little extra push into the need of just getting out of the funk that they might be in. This is a really serious issue for myself, and that's why I'm really putting this time and effort into it. So appreciate the time. I appreciate your energy into watching the videos, and I will see you on the next one.